autumn evening when Marissa arrived at the old Greystone Manor, a sprawling but decaying mansion perched on the edge of a forest. The roadside sign had long ago rusted and fallen, so she navigated through overgrown hedges and a narrow, cracked drive. Her car's headlights caught the windows of the manor, some dark, some faintly glowing, casting odd reflections on broken glass. She took a deep breath. She had inherited this house from a distant relative she barely knew, and though its reputation in town was whispered in nervous tones, she felt compelled by curiosity and necessity to make it her home. Inside, the air was thick with dust and disuse. The grand foyer's chandelier dangled precariously, and the wallpaper peeled in curling strips, revealing layers beneath. She set down her suitcase, flicked on a light, but only one wall sconce worked. Shadows danced. She explored room by room, floor by floor, discovering long-unused parlors, a library full of moldy books, and a dining hall with a massive fireplace blackened by age. In the corner of that hall, a portrait looked down at her, an austere man with deep-set eyes, clad in Victorian garb. A small plaque named him Edmund Greystone, 1872 to 1910. That first night, Marissa slept fitfully. In the darkness, she thought she heard murmurs, as though voices whispered in the walls. She rose, heart pounding, and crept down the hall. The walls themselves seemed to pulse with breath. One moment's silence, then soft syllables, too faint to understand. She placed her hand on the wall. It felt cold, almost alive. She shivered, then retreated to her bed, hoping it was all imagination. Over the next days, she began sorting documents in the mansion study. Old letters, diaries, deeds. She discovered that the house had stood in the Greystone family for generations, and that Edmund's only daughter, Beatrice, had died young under mysterious circumstances. Town rumors had blamed madness or a curse. The library held a locked journal. She found the key hidden in a false book spine. Inside were Beatrice's entries, desperate and fragmented. She wrote of voices, whispers behind walls, and shadows that moved on their own. The last pages ended abruptly, as if torn off. That night, the whispers returned. Clearer this time. She listened beside a wall in the hallway, and heard, "Help me, can't leave, trapped, release me." The voice was faint, female, broken. She recoiled, but something compelled her to trace along the plaster. Behind a faded tapestry, she found a seam in the wall. With a screwdriver she carried, she pried at the edge, and a hidden panel gave way. Inside was a narrow cavity, and within it a crumpled letter and a locket. The letter was from Beatrice, pleading for release from what he did, and promising that if someone found her locket and read her full journal aloud in this hall at midnight, she would be freed. Marissa's heart pounded. Could this be real? She debated, but curiosity won. She placed the locket in her palm and kept the letter. She searched the mansion for evidence of this and gradually uncovered a hidden basement beneath the dining hall. A hastily lowered trapdoor creaked open. She carried a flashlight and descended. Down below, cold stone walls glistened with moisture. In the center of the room, an iron ring was bolted to the floor, chains lying nearby. As her light swept the walls, she noticed scratch marks and faded stains years old. The air felt oppressive. The whispers echoed even here, stronger. "I was hidden, he locked me here, hear me." She forced herself forward, reading aloud from the letter, and then into Beatrice's journal. She had them on a clipboard. The walls quivered, the air thickened, and the whispering escalated into an anguished cry. The chains rattled. A ghostly figure, a pale young woman, translucent, sorrow in her eyes, emerged from the wall's surface like mist. The spirit floated toward Marissa. The apparition opened lips and whispered, "Thank you, free at last." Then she passed through the ceiling, leaving only silence and a faint echo. Marissa sank to her knees. For a moment all was still. Then she heard soft taps from behind the stone, as if wall side. She closed the basement door, locked it, and descended. In the morning, she explored the rest of the mansion, but sensed the presence had gone. The oppressive air was lighter, the corridors less haunted. The tapestry's seam was still open, but empty now. The journal lay on her desk. She catalogued it and read every word again. Beatrice's life, her imprisonment, her hope that someday someone would understand and set her spirit free. In the weeks to come, Marissa restored the house. She repaired broken windows, cleaned rooms, painted walls. Local townsfolk, who once avoided her arrival, now watched with curiosity. She opened the mansion for occasional visitors, telling them the history, not hiding the haunting, but also that peace has come. Sometimes, in late evening, Marissa paused by walls and listened. The quiet was perfect, but once or twice she thought she heard a soft whisper of gratitude, just at the edge of hearing. And she smiled. The whispering walls had told their tale, and now, at last, they were silent.